Oh man, what is up, social media? Another week down.
Another one. DJ Khaled voice.
Pew, 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 pew. We have made it to another week of the Life We Chose podcast. Another week has gone by. It has been full of a lot of feelings. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
If you could put it into one word, it'd be feeling. Yep.
And but it's all good things in a sense. I think that all of the experiences that we go through are constantly teaching us things about ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that I've been learning a lot.
Yeah. Whatever information we pick up along the way, we just sit on a couch, turn on the camera, and pass that energy along.
Have you been feeling this?
Well, let me tell you. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Oh, I'm so happy I can get it out.
Yes. How's your week been?
I think it's just been hectic. I think this everything's been hectic simply because with preparing for traveling and starting the new year and all these thoughts about where my life is going to go. So
Yeah, it could be pretty hectic, and I think we're gonna dive into it. But before we do you want to share a little bit of homework with our audience here?
Absolutely, right? Homework is really simple, all right? We don't do anything complicated. We don't want anyone doing arithmetic, no calculus needed. All you need to do is whatever device you are listening to us on, I want you to give us 5 stars, a like, you know what I mean? Or share it with someone, comment something about you that you enjoyed from the episode. Because it's things like that.
Yes.
Where we are able to then spread this message to other people who are part of Tribe, and we could start growing and accomplishing our goals for 2024. So we would really appreciate you doing that. So, homework is really simple, really easy.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Man, what am I calling this topic? I feel like
I am oblivious, by the way. I'm going to just follow your
You realize
lead.
We don't share anything with each other anymore.
I know, right? We out here talking about communication and we ain't communicating.
I'll tell you when I get there.
We ain't communicating. We just go fall in line. None of these shows are scripted.
Not at all. And I think they've been the least the last 2 weeks. But, I think that it's, in some ways, it's been really good because it's allowed our thoughts to just flow.
Stream of consciousness.
And just share as authentically as possible, you know, where we are in these times right now.
It's time to attract.
Yes, indeed. And so this topic for me, I think what I want to call it is getting to know self again. Getting to know self again, because I've been in this really strange place lately where there's a lot of things that I've been letting go of, a lot of things that I've been altering and changing as far as my mindset, my habits, my lifestyle. And I feel like it's been really fast. Like it's just been a lot of newness, and it's been existing and happening in here. And now that I've processed it and I'm like, okay, this is what I want it to be now, I step outside and I'm like, wait, what is this around me? What is going on around me in my world? And I just throughout the past week, I felt a lot of feelings of anxiety and ultimately a feeling of loneliness. I felt really, really lonely, and not from the perspective of, I'm not around people. We interact. I have my wife, where I'm around people. I just felt really this just sense of just loneliness. What is missing right now?
Do you feel like you're on this path alone?
I think that there's a part of it that feels a bit of that, because in some ways there's all right, I'm making decisions that, that are different from the people around me, and I can't control what those decisions are for those people. So in some sense, if it looks different and there's all right, I've lost a sense of tribe because I'm doing a different thing now. Yeah. There's a bit of that, but then there's this other aspect of loneliness, and I had to actually look it up because I was just trying to figure out where I am. And there's something that they call loneliness from the perspective of losing a sense of self. And I think that throughout these like past couple of months, there's a version of myself that has died. And like I just realized it. Like I just woke up and realized that that person is gone, and there is a new human here that I don't know. And it's such a strange place to be in, because there's like, you know, changes going on in me that I always thought that the bigger problem would be I'm trying to figure out how to adapt to my environment. But like the last couple of days, I've been waking up trying to figure out who I am. And it's like, I don't know me.
I don't know me either.
I don't know. I don't know how to, a part of me is trying to figure out how to process or navigate that feeling of loneliness, where it's like the cause is coming from a change in myself.
Yo, what's wild is that, like, I feel like we spend so many episodes talking about becoming the best versions of ourselves, but very little time about grieving the old versions of us. Because I'm like, what do you do with that? Because we're just saying that we don't want it no more.
Yeah.
But we're throwing away, like, we're, you know, it's almost like we're, you know, just a dash away.
Just like,
you know what I mean? Like everything back there is, we want new things. And it's like, oh, wait, hold up. Like, there's no grieving process.
And maybe that's what this moment is. That's like, I don't understand, like, because we think that when we let go of versions of ourselves that we should automatically just feel better, be happy,
like, we're out of it now. Yeah.
But there are, you know, in a lot of ways, parts of me that existed before that, like, I really loved. Like, I love that human that I was, and that experience and everything she thought she knew. Like, it's just like, we had a lot of great times. Me and that little one over there. Yeah. We had some great experiences.
We had some good times, yes.
You know? Yeah. And then it's just like, I love that you said that, though, because I never even thought about it from that perspective. Like, of like the grief. I'm talking about the feeling of grief, but like, oh no, you're grieving that one
yeah,
over there. And it's like, you know, even if I'm letting go of certain bad habits or certain things, what exists with that version of myself are memories. What exists are the things that we've accomplished in that to even get here. There are a lot of things that we did to become this version of ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and like a part of me is trying to figure out how to navigate letting go of that peacefully, and kind of, I guess, leaving space for enjoying what that was, and then also stepping into what I don't know yet. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I just feel like I'm kind of standing. Like, I think that emotion really came from me just standing here and not looking back, but not knowing what's in front.
It's like you were ready to leave what you already knew, but now you're entering the unknown.
Shut that door, and I'm like, all right, boom, vortex closed, and there's a white behind me, and then it's like nothing but space in front, and I'm like,
all right, so we're gonna unpack this like literally in front of the viewers.
Yeah, this is really.
We're gonna unpack this really in front of the viewers, because I'm curious, right? When you think about closing the door, right? Is there is it one door? You know what I mean? Because when you look back at your past self, is it like that's then, I'm now, as opposed to saying letting go of some aspects of who that person was, and, you know, memorializing some parts of those, and then like holding on to others, and then letting go of others, because it seems like that's gone. Yeah, everything here is new, and by doing that, it's not possible, because you are still the physical being that has come through time and space.
Vortexes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you are Kim. Yeah. You know what I mean. But like when you think of it, like, the door is just one door, and it's just like one version, and it's the before you and the after you. Doesn't it seem like overwhelming to like you're not grieving your whole self? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because there's so many things about you that's still the same. Yeah, I mean, like, imagining, because they're and it's on a spectrum, because there are some people who will, in order for them to change, they'll leave everything they've ever known. They'll go to like Thailand.
Whole nother country.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then it's like
just get rid of it all.
get rid of it all. And there's a before and after. And even on that spectrum, there's still who they are that went through that time and space. But they're like, you know what I mean? People will even do that on other scales where they're like, you know, become baptized. And, you know, if they go through religion, they'll be like, oh, that's an old me.
Again.
Yeah, born again.
Yeah.
They become born again.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's, like, a little bit of comforting, but, like, you don't have to get rid of all of,
Yeah.
you know?
And so, yeah, I guess in some ways, I think that maybe a part of me has put everything into one box and was just like, okay, put that box, give that box to charity.
Yeah, the box to the left. Yeah, that's it. He was unpacking it up. This is me now.
Even just because, you know, I think that with all the things that I've even shifted in my life because of where I am right now, like the parts of me that existed in the past, they're still here, but like new me hasn't explored.
Yeah.
Like artist Kim, non-drinking artist Kim, like, or like what are the new remixes of the old and the new in these spaces, or like, you know, Kim with a job again, like, you know.
You know what's crazy though? In each one of those scenarios were things that you did, not things who you are. You know what I mean? Like you did artistry, you did work. You know what I mean?
We
you
talk
did
about
drink
this shit all the time.
all the time. Yeah, we're
like,
unpacking.
You gotta be like
we're unpacking it in front of them. Like, because it's interesting that the things that like seemed like such big parts of who you are the things that you did.
Yeah.
And it's like because you're doing different things, you don't feel like who you are.
Yeah.
I'm praying for you, Kim. Pray for you.
Yeah. So what would you how would you
That sounds like a difficult mountain to climb. I'm not gonna hold you.
We are climbing them. We
climbing them.
Yeah, but this is so it's really interesting. I think that even though like you even saying that opened the door for me in some senses of like, how do I navigate this moment in time? Like I like open that door back up and figure out the pieces that you like and bring them with you, and like leave the unnecessary parts behind. Yeah. Because it's like I also don't want to get so lost that I'm unaware of just where I want to, you know, navigate. But like I guess maybe I put everything in one box because there's a fear of possibly one thing connecting to the other that connects to this thing, that it's like, if I drag you, do you come with it? Like what else is
do all the other
connected?
Things,
yeah. And like, how do I decipher, I guess, you know, making sure that, you know, one aspect of me exists without the bad habit that's attached to it.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds like you're asking for an impossible feat in a way. And it is an impossible feat, but I will say that it'll be a different one. Yeah. And this is what I mean by that. Typically, when we think about, you know, old habits or old things returning into our lives, the reason why we're so concerned is because we don't want to repeat the pattern. Yes. But we should very much acknowledge that even when we're going to make mistakes and bad habits are going to continue existing. I mean, even the things, even though we entering 2024 and we're saying, oh, we're gonna,
newness,
all this new.
There'll be new bad habits.
There'll be new bad habits. Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I'm saying that, like, in a lot of ways, when you open up that door to your past version, like, there's a part of realization that needs to happen that whatever bad happens, it's new. It's not the same. Yeah. It's not possible to be the same. Because again, you are not the same person, right? Yeah. Which means you're entering, even the process of the way that you enter in is different. Because now the door ain't swinging. It's like, all right, hold on, let me see what's. All right, is that the door? All right, are we coming slow?
One at a time.
One at a time.
All right.
There's you know, there are things that are like, it's like psychologically different. Yeah. From your old self versus your new self, which is why you're talking about that change, you know? Yeah. But you're never anytime you go through a process of repeating patterns, and that's what we're all terrified of.
Yeah.
We're terrified that, like, you know, we're gonna let something from our past return.
Yeah.
One, we can't throw it all away.
Yeah.
And two, whatever does repeat, it's not repeating. It's not like, this isn't like, you know, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everything changes. It evolves in some way.
Yeah.
And if there is something that is repeating, then the problem isn't the thing. There's something else around it.
Underlying.
There's something underlying. Because it's like, when you know, and I cannot wait to get, you know, to hear you in the studio and to, like, you know, all those things or whatever. And I do understand there are time and spaces for that, and you get there when you're ready.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, when that time does come, it's going to be like, it's going to show you things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only way for you to remove the bad habits isn't to avoid the, you know, the entire activity.
Like, yeah.
Because, like, even then, like, when you think about drinking, it's not like you never being around alcohol that doesn't truly measure your level of sobriety.
Yeah.
What truly does is that when you go to a party and you are sitting in the room with it,
Yeah.
if you're in the face of it, what happens?
Yeah.
Can you maintain? That's how we can recognize change. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we can see the shift. At least that's my thought process.
No,
again, we are unpacking in real time.
I really do like that concept, though. Like, the fact that, you know, it's these experiences that we think that we're closing the door on don't change, and they change as far as, you know, like, what the face of it looks like, but at its root, that thing can happen again. Like, the way that you had an altercation with a person can show up in another person.
Exactly.
And now you have to decipher who you are now in that same space. So you can't just close the door off to all situations.
That solves my problem.
It's like, no, who are you now in this situation?
Yeah. I actually think J. Cole had a very similar experience. I don't know if it was with alcohol or with social media, but I don't know if you remember, there was he did an interview. He was, like, sitting next to a piano or something like that.
Oh, Angie Martinez?
I think it was Angie.
I think
when
so.
he was, it was an interview that happened, but he was talking about how he was always drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was saying that he was, like, in social situations and all those kind of things. He was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he would stop going out to the parties, but he realized, he was like, oh, that's not how
you stop.
That's not how you stop.
Eventually you're going to be in a
situation, and then what do you do then?
Exactly.
And I really apologize for my ADHD right now, but it is snowing.
Oh. Wow.
I was like, oh my God.
I thought that was happening later.
Hey, we are doing a podcast right here, right now, during the first snowfall.
You
know, of 2024.
2024.
That's how you know this is going to be good luck. You feel me? Round of applause. Can we do the round of applause? You know what I'm saying? We are here. That's how you know. Good luck. Good luck. I was talking, and all of a sudden,
trying so hard.
I was trying so hard. I'm like, no, it's like, I thought it was a few flurries and it was coming. Yeah, it was coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had talked about, you know, J. Cole. We're going to snap right back in. But yeah, J. Cole had talked about that, and I was like, yo, that's so profound, because it's not, you know what I mean? And that shows up with everything, you know, with food, you know, it's like I can avoid it as much as I want to, but avoiding it doesn't truly change something. It's when you actually are can you make a different choice? Can you, you know, change the way that you look at it, you know?
So the growth isn't in hiding from the situation or the circumstance. The growth is in, who are you in the face of it?
In the face of it. In the face of it, you know? And what you're going through right now, though, mourning a version of yourself, you know, that no longer is, we don't talk about that enough, because everybody's always ready and willing to, like, we all, like, even us, we talk about
new me.
Yeah, new year, new me. We talk about at the end of every episode, which is trying to be the better version of ourselves, as if, like, there aren't good qualities about the versions we are now.
Yeah. Or the versions we've been.
Or the versions we've been. You know what I mean? And it's like, at the end of the day, it takes those versions in order for us to be the format we're in today.
Yeah.
You know?
This person doesn't exist now without all the other parts.
Yeah. Good, bad, and indifferent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Despite our level of uncomfortability with those things. You know? So, grieving who, like, I've thought about who I was before, you know? And there are elements to her where she's just so like, you know, just open, you know what I mean? And just like so willing to try new things and so ambitious. And I feel like there are parts of her that I'm like, oh, that was a survival mechanism. You don't need that no more.
Yeah.
That was, you know, that was arrogance. You shouldn't carry that around. You know, this was ego. You should probably put that away sometimes.
Yeah.
And wait, that's ego. You should probably have that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were times where I was packing things away and I was like, whoa, wait.
Yeah.
Let me get that back.
Ooh. So also just that's interesting because now there's also parts of us that they weren't necessarily bad. It's just we were not using them the right way.
We weren't using them the right way. We didn't know what they really were.
Ego is fine.
It is.
In some circumstances.
Yeah.
You don't have to put all of ego in the trash. But maybe your ego shouldn't be the reason why you can't have you can't have certain conversations with people or the way you talk down on a situation or something. Maybe you analyze the situation differently and then have that conversation. But ego, this one can be really good because it's like sometimes you need to let a person know.
You need to know
who you are.
Yes.
Ego is confidence.
Ego is who you are.
Yeah.
Ego is an understanding of who you are. Some recognition of who you are. You need it.
Yeah.
You need it. I don't care anybody who talking about it. If you don't like ego, do not come to Queena. Because I want a stronger sense. I was throwing it away a little bit. You know why? Because the people think that the opposite of ego is humility.
Yeah, oh, I'm so humble.
Yeah, people think they think that the opposite of ego is humility. I ain't playing small. Yeah. I ain't playing small. I'm a big girl. I've been big boning my whole life.
Yeah. So many people say, yo, be humble, because it's like people fear ego. People fear people who know themselves.
Yes, because that's hard to do. Because knowing yourself requires everything we're talking about. Yeah. Losing past versions, going back to grab other pieces, you know, having the difficult conversations, facing resistance, like all this. Life is not easy. Nah. So life is not easy to live. So when anybody out here who's like, they not like moving at the, they don't move with the same mindset, I honestly don't even blame you.
Yeah.
I don't even blame you. It's
not easy.
It seems... I think it's more difficult because of who I am, but I get how it's easier for you to do the ostrich effect.
Yeah.
I get how it's easier to stick your head in the sand.
Yeah.
100%. Because I'm like, I wish they were saying I could stick it. Yeah. But I can't.
Sometimes I wish I could turn this off.
I wish I could turn it off sometimes. I was like, God damn, you need to be out here. And you have no, like, people who watch a whole, be watching, could binge watch. You know what I mean? 19 seasons. And not feel no way about it. Like, oh, no, I'm going to just watch it again. I'm like, oh.
No ounce of guilt.
I can't. I'm sorry. I be always coming for binge watchers. It's because I don't know if any of you guys be doing that. Because, like, sometimes, like, I honestly, for Queena, my measure of my mental health is how much television I've binged. Yeah. Anytime I've binged something, my mental health was not good. That's just Queena. Yeah, just Queena. I'm not saying that's a... But in Queena's world, because of what I do with my time, if my time is spent like watching TV hour after hour after hour,
it's a direct reflection of like where you...
It's a direct reflection. It's me, like, I want to not think about... Yeah. That's me trying to turn it off. You know what I mean?
Got it.
It's
so
me
like
trying
your
to turn it off.
relationship with the idea of that is
like the beginning of the pandemic, I rewatched The Walking Dead. Fun fact: the worst show to binge watch.
Yeah,
in the pandemic of the pandemic. In case you wanted to learn
World's
something
ending.
new.
Let me put on World's Ending.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Grieving the past version.
It's really snowing.
It really is. No, it's bussing.
I'm sorry, guys.
It got me too, bro, and it got harder.
Like it got harder.
It got harder. It's bussing.
Oh, it better not get all thick on my car, man.
I don't know if it's gonna stick or not, because things be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they wasn't playing for the next hour. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna turn into rain.
Man. So I'm gonna open that door a little bit.
Ooh.
I'm gonna open that door a little bit and allow myself to see the parts of me that were beautiful in that space, and to see like some of the things I do want to leave behind, but there's a lot of that version of me that makes this version of me so strong right now.
Yeah.
And it's important for me to not close myself off to that.
Yeah. Like I truly, I said this before in the past, but like, you don't have to do anything for me to love you. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to like be the past version of yourself or the new version or whatever. Like we've been through a lot, and I love you in any, version that we got going on, because the mindset, like, you are still you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're in there.
Yeah.
And that's what, and that's where we connect with each other.
I love you too, buddy.
Yeah, I love you too. I say that all to say though, I want you to open the door. You feel me? Like because like you make beautiful music. Yeah. You make beautiful music. I think like not only do you make beautiful music, but I arguably believe that every single thing that's happening to you right now and everything that we're talking about in this podcast is going to make beautiful music. You know what I mean? And it's like I know how hard that is because I've been trying to create content, create music myself right now. So it's like listening to that and like hearing you and just like everything that goes along with it, you know what I mean? Those like I know some of the happiest times was getting ready for a show or doing something. So it's like that I know how profound that piece will be into the new version of Kim. So
yeah, no, I agree.
Woo.
Book.
Because we done read each other.
This was such a episode.
This is
Just open this vulnerability.
We're not even playing no more at this point. Yo, these stream. How y'all feeling about this stream of consciousness ones? Where we don't even. I don't know what the thing is. She don't know.
Yeah, this was a very, very stream of conscious.
Yeah.
Probably the most stream of conscious episode that we've had. But I appreciate you for helping me guide through.
I mean, I hope it was helpful.
And I hope you guys got something from it as well.
Yeah.
Let's get to that book. All right, folks. So for this book recommendation, I think that we have visited it before, but I think that this is my first time actually diving into this book. I feel like I tried to a couple of times, but then I didn't really take the time. But I'm happy though. I'm happy.
You ain't know what it was
because
yet.
it came at such a great time, and that is Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown.
Brene Brown. Yep.
Brene Brown. Atlas of the Heart. What have you called it? You said this is the dictionary.
This is the dictionary of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is incredible the way that she breaks down how we look at emotions, even how we confuse what we think we're feeling with what we're truly feeling, just because of the nuances and the similarities in what words mean.
Yes.
And like how we actually just mismatch. But like I'd say very specifically for this week, she kind of helped me think about what the definition of loneliness is, and kind of helped me get closer to understanding what it is that I was feeling, because I couldn't really identify it at first. I was going through the book. I had to skip to the chapter on loneliness because I was like, wait, hold on, girl, because you've been reading me. Down to it.
Is this the emotion I think I got right now?
Because this is the one I'm feeling right now. Yeah, and like her like just really breaking down what loneliness means, and beyond just like the idea of not being around people, like it's not alone, but the feeling of what loneliness is helped guide me to the space of like understanding that I was feeling loneliness and grief, and I'm allowed to grieve a version of myself, and so I think that book is amazing for really understanding what it is that you're feeling and dissecting it and really naming it, because we're not just happy. We're not just sad or angry.
Yep.
There are millions of emotions that we can possibly feel.
Yeah.
And if you really want to dive into what that really means, I would say Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown.
Yeah, I know that was such a nice period. I just want to accent because that book is so good. That book is so good.
Yes.
I have read that book 3 times, and it will certainly be reread.
Again.
You know what I mean? Yeah, within the first quarter.
Yeah.
Right? Because like most people don't know how to identify their emotions, right? Whatever emotion that they're feeling.
Yeah.
And the second part is, even if they could possibly identify the emotions, most people don't want to acknowledge or admit whatever those emotions are. Because most people will say like, oh, I never get jealous, or I never get envious.
Yeah.
I don't feel resentment. It's like, no. No, you do. You just don't know how to, you know what I mean? You just don't know how to place the words to it. You know what I mean? They'll put around, oh no, I'm not really that. I'm just with it. No.
Yeah.
Stop hiding from it.
Some feelings you just don't want to admit
you don't want to admit them. You don't want to admit that you have those feelings. You don't want to admit that they exist. But I'm telling you right now, if you, like, it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You know what I mean? Listening to Atlas of the Heart is beautiful because it really is. They call it Atlas of the Heart because it's trying to give you a map or some guidelines around what these human emotions are. We didn't create them. Yeah. You didn't make them. I didn't make them. You know what I mean? I just came into this body and now I got these things. Yeah. I tingle every once in a while. You know what I mean? Sometimes things come from my eyes. Yeah. Sometimes my mouth twists. You know what I mean? And this thing happens. My stomach turns. All these things keep happening. I didn't make them happen. But let's talk about what exactly those things are. Atlas of the Heart. Yes. Brene Brown. Incredible book. Incredible book.
This week, I'm shouting out someone extremely, extremely special to me. Someone that I forgot about for a little bit.
What?
But I think that, we're going to take some time to revisit each other and see where we meet in the middle. I am giving this shout out to chemistry. Chemistry, young chemistry, old chemistry, whatever you want to call her, that chemistry. Yeah. Opening the door for
all the chemistry set. You know what I'm saying?
I am opening the door to see what parts of that chemistry exist between the two of us. Okay. So this one right here is for chemistry. I appreciate you. I thank you for being the reason that I am the person that I am today. Thank you for the music, the creation, all the trying, the stumbling, the falling, the trips. Everything is exactly what it needed to be for me to be where I am today. So, young Kim, I love you and I appreciate you. Flowers.
As we come to a close in this episode, we are going to be talking about the 3 things we are going to do for our brain, our body, and our business. Woo. Okay?
Let's do it.
We've been yo, I think this, just the start of everything, these last few weeks have been heavy on my mind. Heavy on my mind. And I actually took a page out of your book, man. Yeah. Because one of my things on my routine is meditating. Yeah. Right? I know I think a lot. I know that I'm like really serious. I know that when I wake up in the morning, I got all these thoughts, and I have dedicated 10 minutes out of every day, right? Starting with 10, right? I dedicate my 10 minutes just to allow myself to just sit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily, because I was a little hesitant in saying that, but it's like, it's not necessarily my mind is empty. Yeah. Like I allow thoughts to enter, but I just let them enter. They move around, and I don't really, I try not to glue to them. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, or I'll do a mantra, something like that. And that's been really helpful because I think that most people don't have a quiet moment in their mind. So doing that for my mind has been helpful. I know that, everybody's like, oh, you got to meditate every day or whatever. And then, you'll be better. And I get how difficult that may be. Yeah. You know what I mean in life? But like, you're distracted all the time. Yeah. So just having just 10 minutes, just 5 minutes, just whatever you can is essential. So that's what I'm doing for my brain.
Beautiful.
My body, I'm getting stronger, man. I'm getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? I think that I've been trying out these like new machines that I haven't really tried much before at the gym. You know what I mean? Yeah. Going hard on the step master. Okay. You know what I mean? On the stair master, trying to do some things or whatever. Nice. Working on parts that I didn't, like my glutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know what I mean? I know if I, do I want a butt? But I might have
a
one.
firm cheek.
Yeah, I might have a firm cheek.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So I think that like being in the gym and giving myself a pat on the back, because I go to the gym comfortably 5 days a week, and I have been doing that for over a year now. You know what I mean? And feels really, really great. And when I take these days off on Saturday and Sunday, I always got to say to myself, like, you know what, Queena? You deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't wait to eat after this. Can't wait to eat. You know what I mean? So do my intermittent fasting. As far as the business goes, I am so excited to be creating the content that I'm creating right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I feel like I'm going to be held accountable if I say it out loud, right? But I really want to be making vlogs. I really want to be on YouTube again, And I know I feel like I've gone through this like 3 or 4 times about I'm going to make a channel about this, or I'm going to make a channel about that, or I'm going to do this. I've even tried vlogging. And I was trying to vlog at the end of 2022, and I made like 6 videos before I stopped. So as far as the business goes, I really want to sit down and be like, can I do this? Can I do this vlogging thing? And then create it and setting up a schedule for social media content. Right. So I want to do both at the same time. One for the podcast and developing the social media content and making sure that I'm like, all right, I'm on top of it. You know what I mean? Coming in 2024. And then the other half is that like, can I, vlog? Can I do this? Can I grow this channel? Simultaneously doing these other things, because I don't want to like say that I want to do it and then like realize that I'm like going in with that New Year energy of I'm gonna do everything all at once. Everything all of it all at once.
There's always a weird strange kind of balance in trying to figure out what it is that you can hold space for. And so I think that just figuring out, even if it becomes something that you think you might need, where it's like twice a month as opposed to 4 times a month or 8 times a month, like however, I think that your consistency with whatever it is that you want to do doesn't have to look exactly like what someone else paints. Like I would just look at wherever you are with everything and figure out what that consistency looks like in each of those worlds.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true, because I was even watching a YouTube video from a YouTuber, and he posts like every 2 or 3 months. But he's like 1 million subscribers, you know what I mean? But he like makes really cinematic videos, so it's almost in a way
like short film type of
his videos are like travel vlogs, but it takes him a while to do that,
to put it together. So like everybody's form of consistency is different, and I think that you figure out based on where your life is at and where you can balance things. Figuring out what that looks like is more important than, I guess, trying to put a number on everything. Like, we got to do it all.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Brain. My brain.
Your brain.
My brain.
Your new brain.
My new brain. My new brain, actually, it's funny that you did mention it. I have been doing some writing, but I've been very like to myself about it. Oh God, your eyes. I've been to myself about it because I didn't want the pressure of like having to put pressure. Stop applying pressure. Yeah, I didn't want the pressure.
You should have worn the last shirt. You should have shirt from last week instead.
I know, right? Yeah. Yo, but yeah, I think I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to feel everything I felt from, I think, I've been writing since probably June, just things that like I feel and where I feel emotionally I'm at. And I think that, you're right. I think that the next thing that comes from me is going to be very adult in a sense of like, I've been through a little life and here's what that looks like on paper. Very introspective and I think very, very just like I just feels like I've been working on myself. And I think that it'll reflect in what I present to everyone moving forward. But I put no pressure on it
Yeah, no pressure at all.
At all.
So 2024, we got a new project coming out for Chemistry. You feel me? So make sure you guys tune in. You feel me? At Chemistry on all socials. We got a new project. You heard it here first. You know, no pressure at all. You don't have to. You know, I mean, 2024 project. She has new music releases.
For my body. I will continue to work out. I've given myself a little bit more goals around working out because I think for a while the goal was to make sure I work out.
No, well,
yeah. And
good way to start.
Yeah. Yeah, so now,
solid foundation.
getting in there and doing it and getting comfortable with it. But like, I wanted to set some goals for just like some of the things that I want to be able to reach, like as far as bench pressing, dumbbells. Like I'm at 35, I want to get to 40 pounds. Eventually I want to get to 50 pounds, being able to bench press the 50-pound dumbbells. At one point, I feel like I was almost there. And then like now I want to kind of get back to a space of like, I'm touching that number. So I'm at 35 now. I want to get to 40, and then we'll just make that next jump every month. We're going to try to see how much we can kind of climb that ladder.
Can you clarify something for me?
Sure.
Are you saying like 240?
Yeah, 240s.
Okay, so that's 80.
I mean, essentially, but my separate arm, they're not like it's not a barbell.
Oh.
So a barbell would be like a 80-pound barbell like this.
Yeah.
And then 240s would be this hand. They're not connected.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Copy. I was like, are you facing some difficulty lifting 40 pounds? I was like, was it? But I thought it was like one single, like 220s.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, everybody has their own.
Everybody has their own.
Their
You know what I
journey.
mean? I was just curious.
But yeah, no. I want to get to 240s.
Okay,
so
okay.
I guess 80. But like separately, my arm it doesn't
Each
have this arm
to help. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I want to get there, and then I want to up my push-ups. I've been doing like 4 sets of 12. I want to get to like 4 sets of 20, and then like. I also want to be able to do pull-ups.
Oh, sheesh.
And that's going to take a lot longer. So we'll figure that out. But,
I could do like 4 sets of floors.
What?
Floors. I just don't even get up. Just 4 sets of floors. Just, you know what I mean? I could do 4 of those. You know what I mean? Maybe one of them lift arms. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I need them dumbbells. All right, so
last but not least, business.
Yep.
Want to continue us spreading some knowledge around the finance atmosphere. So
yes.
sharing my journey and being vulnerable, and hopefully sharing, tips with you guys as
I'm
far
tuned
as,
in.
Organizing how we're managing our money. I think these first few episodes are really just like about looking at it. Mm-hmm. Looking at what it feels like and how we spend, keeping track and stuff like that. Then we get into the other side of it, like, well, why am I spending like this?
Yeah.
Or what can I adjust or something like that? But first you gotta just know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that just requires observation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So
I'm sticking my head in the sand on that one. Soon though.
Yeah.
But we've had a heavy episode.
Yes.
It's been thick, action packed.
Yes.
And we appreciate every single one of you guys for joining us on this episode of the Life We Chose podcast.
Of course, as always.
So, if you enjoyed yourself, please let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like. If you're on an audio streaming platform, you can add 5 stars. 5. Okay? All the other buttons don't work. You can only do 5 of them. Okay? If you do 4, your phone will spontaneously combust and you will no longer be able to activate it. So I would suggest you avoid that issue and just go ahead and,
Safety first.
Safety first. You know what I mean? We appreciate every single one of you souls.
Yes.
Have a great rest of your day.
Love
Peace.
y'all.
Yeah, this is the life that we chose. All about goals, all about getting the go. Pedal the metal we drove, head to the heels. I wanna get me a bow. 2020 be the vision depicted the growth. Before I could get on the road, look at the level she rose. Cheddar.